Hi guys, thanks so much for stopping by. So today I will be doing my fragrance or eau de parfum collection. I usually just everything in my collection is eau de parfum now, I believe. I don't think I have anything that would not be eau de parfum. This is in no particular order, and I just wanted to share you guys my collection so far. And if I will add more or get rid of anything, I will probably update this video. But for now, let's start with this. This is the Miss Dior Eau de Parfum. This was the one that was released back in 2006, I think, 2007. I'm not really sure. So this is, I think, the second version. This is not the latest version. The latest version was released in 2017 or 2018. They are both a little bit similar and also different, that you can actually, if you love this, I actually have smelled and tested the newer one, and that is also really beautiful actually. And don't worry, all of my fragrance playlist will be down below, so you guys can see my other fragrances that I have tried and tested, and my reviews on that one. So this is my Miss Dior Eau de Parfum by Christian Dior. This one I took from my mom, and this is super old. And I think I'm just getting kind of older because I remember, okay, just a backstory. My mom doesn't really, I don't know why this is dusty. My mom doesn't really like fragrances because she tends to get really congested. The weird part is that she'll go to a store and then someone will talk her into it, and then she'll buy a perfume. This is called The Weekend by Burberry, and this is an eau de parfum. I have no idea how big this. Oh, this is the 1.7 fluid ounces. And if you can see, I haven't really used a lot of it. I think I've actually used this more of a room spray. And I remember I would go to her vanity in her room, and I would just go, oh, you have a new perfume, and then I'll smell it and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is nice, or it's okay, or I wouldn't even say anything, I'll just sniff it, and then she'll be like, you know what, you can have it. And she probably used like 1 or 2 spritzes on it, and she just, I don't know why she'd keep buying it, and then she just will just give it away. But yeah, this is it, and I am starting to like it actually. Like I said, I'm starting to get old, I guess, because I always kind of like thought this was a little bit more mature for me, but it's not so bad. Like for an everyday kind of fragrance, it's a little bit more powdery, but that's okay. And this was a, obviously it's a cutie little sample, and this is the Le Petit Robe Noir. This is the Couture Flanker. This is my favorite out of the series, and I do have the regular size one. So backstory of this one, I bought this one first to try and test it. I was testing fragrances. I also did buy the original one. This is the flanker. This is, I think, the 3rd flanker they released out of that, and I fell in love with it. It just smells so sensual and so sexy, and it actually does make you feel very confident when you use it, and I love this fragrance. It is very gourmand, and this might have been my first gourmand fragrance ever. Yeah, I haven't really been wanting to have a gourmand fragrance in a really long time. I think since like high school or something. And I like the very gourmand now. The very not high schoolish kind of sweet, but like the very elegant, a little bit more mature, a little bit older kind of fragrance like this. You know, this is, I probably wouldn't have gravitated towards this when I was in like high school or grade school or anything, because it is, you know, like sexy and sensual and all that stuff, and that probably wasn't gonna be what I would have liked. I probably would have liked one of those like very candy-ish, very bubblegum kind of smell. So this is the story behind that. This was just, I really did think I was just gonna test this. I didn't really think I would love it, but I do, and I have the big bottle. And this one was for free when I bought this one. I was looking around and I still remember this. Oh my God, it smells so good. I was just, and I still remember pushing the stroller. I was with my son at Macy's, and I really didn't think I would like any fragrance, especially any new fragrance, but I was really looking for a spring fragrance at the time. And this was back in 2008, because most of my fragrances are really majorly for the colder months. So I wanted something fresh, floral, just something different from what I usually have. And I found this. I was very shocked and surprised because I think this is the second flanker. The first one, the Dolce & Gabbana by Dolce & Gabbana Eau de Parfum. I do not like that. I think that is gross. I'm not trying to hurt anybody there. If you really love that fragrance, to me, it's very old lady-ish to me. And there's like this, I don't know, maybe it's just the chemistry with me. Or because it does smell the same on the paper to me. Even when I put on my skin, it's awful to me. So I never really liked that. And then I smelled the rose. I think that's what they had, the rose. I didn't like that. I thought that was too old lady-ish as well. So I was really surprised. The lady in the Dolce & Gabbana counter was very, very pushy. And I remember she was like, oh my God, try this, try this. And I'm like, all right. And I think it was probably the last counter or second to the last counter that I was really planning on stopping by, and then I was gonna leave because everywhere I went, I was just really disappointed in all the selection. So, cause it's Macy's, you know, they don't have like, I don't know what, they don't have Galan, I think they have Galan, but it's very limited. They don't have like Hermes. They don't have certain fragrances. They don't have like Tom Ford or anything like that. So not that I'm a fan of Tom Ford fragrances, but so that's the story of that. And then I bought it. I mean, no, I didn't buy it at that day because there's just like a lot of, I don't know, fuzzies floating around. So what I usually do is I ask for a vial, and in Macy's they don't really give that to you because they're stingy in that way. And after this one, it made me really not want to buy anything from there anymore. So I sprayed on the cardboard that they give you. Excuse me, I sprayed on that. And I think I sprayed it on my shirt, I'm not sure. I kept that piece of paper, I wrote down what it was, and I would smell it every few hours after that, and then the next day, and the next, and you know, I just kept on doing that, and then I really, really loved it. And I think I went for another time just to be sure if I like it or not, and I did that, and I walked around, and I went home, and I really love how it smelled. I'm sorry, those are my dogs. I'm sorry about that. So, the neighbors were out, so my dogs wanted to bark all the way. Anyway, so back to this, and if you have noticed, I have used this very, very frequently, because, even the small one, because when I would wear this, I would put this in my bag, because it doesn't really last very long. The smell is very good, I have to give that. It just doesn't last very long. It lasts maybe a few hours, like 4 to 5 hours, and then it's gone. I don't really smell it, so I do that. I don't really know if I will repurchase this. I might want to try something else in the similar kind of family. Really, this does remind me of a floral garden, and I'm in love with it. So I would probably want to find something that would be in the similar kind of scent family, and probably replace this with a different one with a lot more lasting power for my spring fragrance, spring summer. once I do finish this. Or I'll just get it before then, I don't know. But I don't really see myself repurchasing this again because of the lasting power. So this is Dolce Garden by Dolce & Gabbana. I just put those in the front. And this is my Coco Mademoiselle. This is the regular Coco Mademoiselle. This is not the intense one. I remember when this first came out, I'm like, I don't think I would ever own like a Chanel fragrance because it feels very, I don't know, more mature for me, I guess. But I grew up with Chanel though. I remember my aunt and I think my grandma would wear that all the time, like the number 5, Coco and stuff like that. And I always felt it was just, I guess when you first smell it and you're a child, it's like, whoa, it's really strong. Especially when you're like doing this and then you spray it and you're like, oh my gosh, that is potent. But this one I love. And there are times really that I would just wear this every day, even if I'm just at home, I would just wear it every day. And there are times when I would switch it around, and of course I would have a pick from my collection, but because you really just need 1 to 2 spritzes, you have to be very careful with that. I would spritz once here, and because I tend to have very sensitive skin and I could be allergic, if I have long sleeves, which majority of the year I probably do, I would spritz it over here. I have done it that I have spritzed this, on my skin. That was prior to being pregnant, and I just don't want to risk it and have hives and stuff. So that is how I use that, and I really love it. And if you can tell, the color is still the same as if it's brand new because I keep this in a dark area and in a cool area. I really don't know how long I've had this, but I've had this for a few years for sure. And I have, I'll do this one first. So this is Hermes, Jour de Hermes by Hermes. This is the big bottle, which is refillable, I think, and this is 2.87 fluid ounces. This does not come in a 3 fluid ounce bottle. Initially, I bought a sample for this one, and it was really just to have, going through different fragrances and exposing myself to different fragrances and doing my tests and reviews. And initially, I hated it. I really hated this because it was very grassy kind of smell. But the more I smelled it, the more beautiful it seemed to me. And it made me realize, and it made me open my eyes, actually, that is why a lot of people fell in love with this and they have this in their collection. So I put this on my my tray like this, because then you can read Jour de Hermes. The engraving is actually in the back, and you will have like you can't see it, the Hermes, I think, decoration on there, or emblem, or whatever you want to call that. So this is definitely a spring, summer kind of fragrance, more of it the summer. And to me, I'm a mom now. And I was just kind of thinking, when I'm interacting with other people, especially kind of like in a mom setting that has to do with my son, going to the doctor, going to school, things like that, I was really thinking far in the future. I thought, you know what, I need like a mom grown-up fragrance, like that doesn't really seem in your face or overly like, what would I explain that with? Probably this, but I will get to this because this is very sexy. Like how I feel when I smell this and I wear this is what this dress is. So I thought I needed something that was beautiful and elegant and sophisticated and something that would really fit my personality and who I am, but kind of, it also says, I'm serious, I smell good, but I'm not, you know, this is a very professional kind of setting, and I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly, but that's what I was looking for, and I got it in this one. Some people say that it smells sexy and mature, and it does have like that maturity in it, which I really do like, but I don't associate it with overly old lady-ish kind of smell. The maturity is more of a mental state. You could be 18 years old wearing this. You could be 22 wearing this. You could be 19 wearing this in that age, but you really have some wisdom in you. And I think that this fragrance would definitely fit that personality. Next, I have the flanker, which is the Jour de Mes Absolu. These two are very similar. It has that grassy kind of smell to it. Excuse me. However, this one has, to me, a citrus, a splash of, not really a splash, but a lot of citrus in it. And this is, to me, is the sexier version of the regular Jour de Mes to me. And this is a peach color. And let me just, they're both the same sizes. I went freaking nuts. I bought these two together. I know. And I really didn't think I would like this either. In the beginning, when I was trying and testing these two fragrances, I hated this more. And I actually started to like this first because I just thought this was so disgusting. But, you know, I kept smelling it, and I saw the allure, I saw the attraction from what other people was attracted to this, and I fell in love, and I actually made myself wait, and I think I waited weeks, and I was going around. I'm in this beautiful Facebook group, one of the fragrances groups, and they were just beautiful. They were so helpful. They were so knowledgeable. And I was asking for something that would be similar to this fragrance. I searched high and I searched everywhere, and everything else just didn't really compare to this one. And I even wanted something a little bit more floral, because to me this is grassy, citrusy, floral, and it's just like this beautiful mix. And I just love it. So these two are definitely, to me, a very spring, summery kind of fragrance without the sweetness of this one. This one, because it has that coconut, it's a lot sweeter. So just not a hint of sweetness, not a little bit sweeter, but very, you know, to the extreme. So these two, by the way, I can really tell these are made by very high grade ingredients. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you spritz this on your skin, it actually kind of just stays there. They use very concentrated oils. I also did notice that because my skin is overly sensitive, and I did put this on my arms, in my wrist, and then because it was still really wet, I put it on the top of my arm and the inner of my arm here. And what I noticed, I was going to the yard with my husband, I was starting to burn. But I do have very sensitive skin. If you are new to my channel and my videos and you haven't really heard me talk about my sensitive skin, especially since I've been pregnant and been, you know, postpartum, my skin is so sensitive now that because I put perfume on my skin, on my arm, I had a sunburn that day, and I had to put prescription cream on there from my dermatologist because of that. So that was awful. And here we are with Le Petit. I don't know how to pronounce that. I think it's Le Petit Robe Noir. And this is what it looks like. And I think it's supposed to face like this. I just always like facing it this way. So let's just face it how it's supposed to face. And it's supposed to face like that because the name is here. I love the design of the bottle. It's very sexy, it's very elegant, and it's very classy and just simple but not too simple. I don't know. It's just so beautiful, and I love this. This is probably like my favorite perfume for now. It's so sexy. It's so dark. When my husband and I go for like a date night, for an anniversary or something like that, 9 out of 10 times I would grab this one. I always feel very sexy and very beautiful and very sensual in it, and I just like how it makes me feel, so I love that one. This is Ange de Mon La Secret. I think I'm saying it correctly. If I'm not, I am sorry. This is by Givenchy. This is the flanker because the original would be just with no secret. It's just Ange de Mon, and that would mean angel and demon, I think. I'm not sure. I don't even know why I even started saying that, and that means, you know, like I know what it means. So, when I first had this, I could not bear to part with this. I would just like spray this all over myself, and I would only smell this on me for 2 to 3 hours. 3 hours would be miraculous, but usually around 2 to 3 hours. And that's why it's almost gone. When I would decide to wear this that day, I put this in my purse, and I always have to bring a big purse because I wanted to make sure it will fit this bottle. I'm just in love with it. At a certain point though, because I was overly saturating myself with it and overly using it, I got really sick of it. So there are times that I will gravitate to this now. This is a few years old, so I would gravitate to this now. It's very sexy to me, and I really love it. It's one of those fresh kind of scents. It's not gourmand. It's not overly anything. It's just it has like that freshness to it. It makes me think of heaven, of just white clouds and just glorious heaven. That's just what it makes me think of. So I love that. I think I smelled this at a store, and I remember I haven't had a Givenchy perfume in a long time, and I'm like, yeah, why not? You know, I'm in the fragrance department, why not? And I picked this up and I smelled it. I put it on the cardboard, and I just kept on fanning myself with it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, every time I would do this, I'm like, I'm getting more and more deeply in love. So I bought this one. This is my Lancôme La Vie est Belle. La Vie est Belle L'Éclat. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is the flanker for Lancôme La Vie est Belle, right here. These are, I believe everything is the biggest bottle except for the Bearberry one and the sample sizes. So let's see. I will do the La Vie est Belle by Lancôme, and this is the original one. It definitely has like that very sugary sweetness to it. That's just, it's very elegant to me. To be quite honest, I think I bought this last year. To be quite honest, when I first smelled this, back when it first came out, it really smelled very just not for me. Too sweet and mature for me. However, as I've stated, my tastes have changed, and I actually bought a sample size of this one because I wanted to try and test it out if I really like it. It reminds me a little bit of cotton candy because it's overly just sugar. This is just sugar. A very elegant cotton candy sugar. That's just how that's really how I see it. It's very delicious. It's very just, if you haven't smelled Prada candy, this is the better version of Prada candy. Because I was really on the fence and I really thought I was going to get Prada candy because I love Prada candy. However, Prada candy is very one-dimensional, very bland, and very boring. It smells incredibly beautiful in the beginning because it has that beautiful sugar, I think caramelly kind of smell to it, but that's it. There's nothing else. It's very boring after a while. So in first whiff, I always fall in love with it. And then it's one of those, like, you're so attracted to it, and 5 minutes later, you're like, I'm done. This is over. So this one is definitely not that. I think this one is more of a very, very multifaceted, multidimensional version of that one, I would say. It is definitely a little bit more upscale, I would think. It has like that syrupy kind of smell to it with the sweetness, and I really, really love it. I actually use this quite a lot than I actually initially thought I would. I didn't think I would use this quite a lot, but I do, which is kind of strange. So it's like the bottle is just beautiful. It's just simple yet elegant, like beautiful, and I love this little scarf over here. So that is the La Vie Belle, and of course I have the Flanker L'Eclat. I definitely love this more than the original. The only problem with the only problem when I do wear this is it makes me really hungry. It's definitely in the gourmand family. However, there's, I think, a little bit of creaminess to it. There's something in there that is just hitting me to the core, and this is definitely I think a little creamy. It's just so beautiful. I love this so much. It's weird how sometimes I'll be like, you know what, I'll wear either this one or the La Vie Belle, and then, not the L'Eclat, and then I go and I whiff them, and then more so or not, I will pick that one over this one. I don't know why. Although I do favor this one more. Maybe I'm trying to ration it. Maybe, but I love this so much. There was actually, I bought these two together. I really thought I was just gonna buy this one. And then I'm like, you know what, I'll buy this one. And then maybe I'll get the other one. That plan really failed because I bought them together. So, not really proud about that. And I have my infamous, I'll explain why, my infamous A Good Girl by Carolina Herrera. The bottle, I think some people might think it's tacky. I don't think so. I think the bottle is just sexy. It's sexy. It's just different. It's beautiful. I've only used this 2, maybe 3. I doubt it. I think twice. I have a really bad experience with this one. So I am really thinking after I do this collection video, I would actually do a giveaway because I cannot stand to use this. So I have noticed that whenever I do use this, this makes my blood boil. It smells beautiful. It has nothing to do with the smell, with the scent, but the chemistry with my body, it makes me very irritated. It makes me very aggressive. It makes me very angry. And those are like the 3 things that usually, it takes a really long time for me to get there. So it's not really a usual thing in my personality. And I noticed when I would wear this one, I would be like very impatient and just like my irritation level is like a 5,000 for no reason. So this is just not compatible with my body chemistry. I still do have the box, I think. So I think I will give this in a giveaway. I haven't really used this ever since then. It is a very sexy, very elegant. What the name is really does embody the fragrance to me. To me, this is really one of those, you're in the workplace or, you know, you're in college, and from everybody's eyes, you look like the good girl. You know, you got straight A's, you have perfect attendance, or if you're in a workplace, you're the person that is always there before you have to be there. You're always on time with deadlines, or even ahead of deadlines. You're the good girl. And after classes, after exams, after work, you just let everything go and you become this mysterious, sexy, sensual, good girl person at a bar or a club, and you become this incredibly alluring, very sexy, but in a demure kind of way. And I just picture somebody who has like big waves and has like a short sleeve dress, like a red short sleeve dress like that, and then it has like just a straight line up here, and it is buddy hugging. It's short, but it's not too short. You know, like it's a little bit above the knee, but it's not overly above the knee that you could see everything that you shouldn't be seeing. That's what this is. It's like a very sexy play on a good girl persona. And I really do love the smell to this. I really do love it. What I do remember is I tried and tested this out, and I had the card. I had the card in my car, and my car smelled so beautiful. And after that, I'd go back to the fragrance counter again, and I would just get the spray this if it is available. A lot of times it's not. Spray this on the card again, and then I would walk around and I would smell it the next day. This is very long lasting, by the way. Very, very long lasting. If you spray it on a shirt, you spray it on a scarf. This just, the longevity is beautiful. The smell is beautiful. It just doesn't really mesh well with my body chemistry. So I am thinking of doing this as a giveaway. I do apologize for the fact that this has been used 1 or 2 times. But if you are going to be interested, I will do a giveaway. Yeah, I think I'm deciding that right now. I will do a giveaway with this. I will put this in the box. I think I still do have the box. And these two, I finished these two. I only kept these. There's a little bit in there, but I'll probably spray it like in the room. I kept this just to show you guys, but I will be throwing these out when I finish the videos. Or the video, I don't know why I said that. So this is Romance by Ralph Lauren. And this is the Sparkling Mist Eau de Toilette. This was a limited edition flanker, which I got many, many years ago in Hong Kong. And I fell in love with this. This has a very different smell to the regular Romance. I really love it. I can't find it anywhere. So this was very a treasured fragrance for me. I do go back and forth if I should keep it or not, because the bottle is very beautiful, and the bottle just reminds me of a family vacation that I took with my family to Hong Kong years ago. So this is, I'll probably just put this like maybe there or somewhere, I don't know. So this is Versace Bright Crystal. This was a present, and this is Eau de Toilette. This was a time in my life that I really was more into Eau de Toilette than Eau de Parfum. I was much younger at the time, and I just didn't like the eau de parfum strength at the time and the potency. I didn't really understand it. So I stuck with the eau de toilette. I just finished this. This was many years ago, and I used to douse myself in this, and then at a certain point I got really bored with it, and so I didn't use it. And it wasn't until I think the last couple years that I will use this in like a summer fragrance. The problem is that not only is the bottle really heavy because of the cap, but it doesn't really last very long because it is not an eau de parfum, it is an eau de toilette. So, you know, it was hard to just put in my purse and carry it with me whenever I want to spritz it, which is probably like every hour. So that was the biggest problem with this. And then you smell the eau de parfum, it's pretty the same. It really is the same. It's just that, I don't know, I just don't feel I wanted the eau de parfum version. I don't feel like I should ever repurchase this again. It's just not my taste anymore, I think. So, and this is Bright Crystal by Versace. I don't know if I said that, so I apologize for that. So this is my current collection. I am thinking of adding more. I am on the fence in what I wanted to get. I am very interested in Joy by Christian Dior. I am also very interested in Mon Galant by Galant. I really love those two. And there have been a few maybes. I really don't want to get ahead of myself because this was a maybe. These weren't even in the maybe category, and I have that. So I'm not even gonna go ahead of myself and say that maybe I'll get that. I definitely won't get that because this were the definite no's, and they're in my collection. So never say never. So those two are definitely in the top for me right now. But because I have this, I've changed my lifestyle. I don't want to have too many things. I know. So, if I do get weak about it and I do purchase it, I'll probably purchase Joy and or Mon Galant. I just haven't really decided if I'm getting them together, if I'm getting one before the other, or whatever. If you guys have any suggestions of other fragrances that you believe I might enjoy, or you want me to test out a fragrance and you do follow my fragrance playlist or my fragrance review videos, let me know down below. If you have any similar ones or you want to chit chat with me, let me know down below as well, because I love hearing from you guys all the time. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell, and of course the like button to help my channel and my videos, and to let YouTube know that you did enjoy this content. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please hit the like button, subscribe button, and the bell so you'll be notified whenever I do upload a new video. Don't forget to expand the description box, because as much as possible, I always try to get coupons for you guys, discount codes, and other goodies like that. I also have my Twitter information, Instagram, Snapchat, and for business inquiries, I have my email there as well. Thank you guys, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.